here we are. I'm quite not touring. I'm in lockdown, and so what I can't do is tour my book and have book signings. So what I'm doing, here we are, is recreating a book signing with me and a lot of imaginary people that are coming in. No, and I'm imagining, because I'm on a box office split at this event, I'm imagining, Glove, that it's packed. It's packed. It is. And that there's going to be, hang on, someone's arrived for a book signing. No, I don't tend to ever read the book. No, because, it was cursed. I did read the book in Brighton. It was an open air event, and in the middle of it, we were, and we had we call it a platform invasion. 5 very beautiful and very muscular Australian sportsmen, and one of them lifted me up. So I don't ever read my book now. I just don't know. Yes, of course. Thank you. Shall I put your name? What's your name? Oh, you don't want your name. Okay. And thank you. That's a lovely quote. I will put that on my CV. Apparently, this is an excellent book for a second home spare bedroom. No, come in, and reading. No, I don't do it. No, I see. No, readings, wrong kind of readings. It was not a book reading. It would have been a book reading. I've just explained. But no, it's not tarot or crystal ball or you've bought your own runes. She's bought her own runes. No, you chart your runes. I am the son of a psychic. I might tell him. Yes, well, it's true. Oh, that's who heckled. I'll tell you in a minute. No, cast your runes. Oh, you see now this one, the first one out of here, that is the rune of travel, and it's upside down. What that means is that you need to plan your outings a bit more carefully. But thank you very much for coming. No, the woman who heckled was, yes, it was my mother. No, she's gone now. Well, at 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock and 9 o'clock, she has to, she's in a White Eagle Healing Lodge in the Trafalgar Square branch, and she has to send out at 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock and 9 o'clock the loving healing light around the world. Yeah, she's never had enough to spare. And no, come in, what would you... Oh, thank you. Yes, it is very lucky, isn't it, that I was born with such tiny ballerina's hands given my chosen career and my eyebrows shaped like this. Yes, it is, isn't it? Oh, you loved it, did you? Oh, your friend hated it. Okay, Kate. No, that's fine. No, it doesn't matter. She what? She says that she's going to petition the committee to go back to having, please, string quartets and piano recitals after that farrago this evening. No, thank you. As long as she bought a book. No, my mother, no, she heckled, and it's quite, no, I don't want, well, I'll tell you. She's had this, wasn't it on the way to me telling the story about my aunt? Yes, she likes to deny that nice people in my family exist, especially ones that, if she's presented with the failing evidence that my aunt exists, that, my aunt Sophia turns up to a family gathering, then she has to deal with it. But otherwise she'll just tell you that there's no such thing as Aunt Sophia. So if I mention Aunt Sophia, she just will like, and then she'll kick off. Well, no, she's always done that. I mean, she's always been inappropriate. When we were on tour, my dad and I, and my mum was in the second half, country and western singing, she was a stage psychic for a while. And she'd do the light is shining over you. I'm getting a Charlie coming through now for the woman in the second row. And he's telling me, I didn't, yes, wait, and I can hear you, love, just calm down. Yes, I know, I've just accused you of being a hermaphrodite, I know. Charlie's your father, I'm getting that now. It's live, might fuck up, I fucked up already. Charlie, your father, is telling me he didn't die of natural causes. Ask your murdering bitch of a mother. So I didn't want her to do that anymore. And it's sad because I sort of ruined my mother's first career by being born. You know, I'm from a family of singers, and she'd tell you I had the rarest form of operatic contralto with full coloratura facility, could have taken me to the top of the operatic tree. But I gave birth to Yestin, and it ruined my diaphragm. I'm not saying I was a fat baby, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just say when her waters were about to break across 3 counties, they issued flood warnings. And then she'd give you a burst of her Eisteddfod-winning classic by Rossini. Nacqui all'affanno el biando. Nacqui all'affanno, known in my family as Yestin's knackered Giovanni. No, she's always upstaged me. Well, because of this sort of the frustration, I suppose it is, that she feels that well, my first ever gig with my dad, 4 years old, because I'd learned to sing off a record. I was 4 in the morning, and my parents are seriously regretting having bought me the record and the sing-along book to The Sound of Music. By 5 in the morning, my mother's crushing up temazepam to put in my Ribena. And anyway, so I was going off to sing at the Nashville Rooms with my dad, and it went all right. My performance is not important because of what happened. My dad said to my mum, as usual, please, Irwen, do not low along to my singing, because she'd sit in the audience and go ooh, ooh, to the tune of whatever my dad was singing. And you couldn't stop her. It's after not to that, he said, do not dance, because she'd get up, my goodness, her Gay Gordons, it looked like she was sexually assaulting a couple of turning handles. And her waltz, she'd lead because she's quite that type. I mean, she tries to simper, you know, but she can't because she's got default setting aggression of Pol Pot. And her waltz, leading with her bum stuck out, can you imagine? It was like the harem eunuch trying to get lucky. But he neglected that night, and it was his own fault, I blame him. He neglected to tell her, don't sabotage the headline act. The headline act was Mr. and Mrs. Zodiac. And he used to go into the audience, telepathy, and he used to get audience members to give him the an object that they had with them. And he'd do a lovely line in patter. He'd say things like, yes, sir, of course you'll get it back. I expect it's quite a feature down the Kentish Town pawn shops. Lovely things like that. And I remember Mrs. Zodiac was on stage one night under the blindfold, and she said, I've got a baby belling, she said. The left ring doesn't work. The oven's half off. Baby belling, it's more gleaming its father's eye. So they're doing their act. And of course, it's a code act. Not as obvious as take your time and it's a pen, or open your mind and it's keys, or get this right and it's no, take your time, oh fuck it, you know what I mean. And but I'm just telling you that because it's a proscribed range of objects that you're going to have when you're out, right? Obviously, that's the point. And remember that, because my mum called over Mr. Zodiac and she handed him a china owl. And he still turned to the stage and tried it. And he said to his wife, you, if you get this one, dear, will be quite the wise old one. And he got heckled, called a varmint, because it was a country and western night, and a badger fucker. And my parents had the worst row. This is upstaging. The worst row. I was completely forgotten about after my bow. Worst row. After Sunday lunch. And he shoved her head in the sink with all the lunch soak. She came up. She had, like gravy, like an Etsy-themed brooch on ear. We'd had lamb. Because I remember that I'd been sent round the balcony as usual to Welsh Lils to get a bit of a fresh mint. Anyone more sign their book? All right then.